What's going on, guys? Cameron here with Two Gun. We're back with episode 5. And as you can see here, this is not something you see every day in Montana. But we have the Montana Wake guys here, and we're going to do episode 5. We got Nate Romain, Kyler Fleming, and we got DJ Mike on the camera. And of course, Danny, the co-host. So it's going to be a good one, I feel like, because I've watched Nate, take nothing and turn it into something huge. So we're going to dive right in, pick his brain, and we're going to see if we can make entertainment out of this. And we got his V dirty. I almost texted him and said, Nate, don't bring the V. I live on a gravel road, but I didn't. He just had to find out for himself. So enjoy the show. So how did Montana Wake even become a thing? Like, wait, one day you were just like, I'm gonna start a brand. How did that even come about?
Well, my name's Nate Romain. I grew up here. I'm local to Montana, so everybody knows. I didn't move here from somewhere crazy and grow up on the water. I grew up on a farm and ranch between Fort Benton and Chester, Montana. And my grandma lived on Flathead Lake, so that's kind of what sparked it, spending my summers out on the lake. And when we moved to Billings in 2001, I didn't really know of any good bodies of water. We played around on Cooney Reservoir a little bit with the jet skis, and I got out to Yellowtail, and I just fell in love with it. That's all I could think about. So spent a lot of time with friends who had boats going out, and once my wife and I got to play around on the surfboard a little bit, we just couldn't think of anything else we'd rather be doing. So we ended up saving up, and as our family grew, we bought our first surf boat. And the brand started from just the lifestyle we enjoyed, trying to share that with everybody else.
I have seen you touch on this in your videos. It's not just a brand, it's more of like the lifestyle of being out on the water, being with friends and family, and I think that's the cool part about the whole thing that you're trying to do is bring everybody together, especially local community. Mm-hmm. But man, Fort Benton and Chester.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You're a Highline boy.
I am.
So did you grow up putting up hay?
I did.
You did?
Yep.
Brown like you.
Big.
That was a rite of passage right there.
That question was weighted.
Yeah. Most of the time, my dad would just throw me in the old pickup and let me steer around while he hopped on the back and threw hay off. So it wasn't. We had hired hands, but I still got to participate in a lot of the cows and the grain, and we just pretty much did dry land farming, some cows and horses, and run the land.
And now you drive around Escalade V's and G-Wagons. that's quite the graduation.
Yeah, you're bringing it up though. It's like that's kind of what sparks it. Like when you grow up in a place that's very simple and that's all you need in life, but you realize that the more cool things you get to experience, like you're always trying to take it to that next level, so it pushes you to just go a little bit harder. I like my back against the wall, and honestly, how this brand has gone is like I want to appeal to a lot of people, of course, but I really want to appeal and be able to take care of the people that don't have anyone to take care of them, which is a lot of wake boat enthusiasts or people that haven't got to have that experience or that luxury. And I want to introduce it. Like I love taking out families that would never think that they could afford a boat, and then looking at it in a different way. Everyone just always just looks at the final number. But that never really plays effect until you quit doing that. And if that time you're spending doing it is valuable, then you're investing in it. Mm-hmm. That's how I look at it. When I realize that you can get into one of these boats and make a payment to go do whatever you want with it, then it kind of changed that game, right? You look at it in a different angle. You're not just looking at the bottom line all the time like a lot of people. And for finances, you want to be in a good position, but at the same time, your time is valuable, so you want to be doing what you love.
No, absolutely, and I think that kind of flows into something I did want to bring up to you is how important connecting to your customer is as far as sales go for your whole entire company. Like when somebody walks in the door, you have to connect with them, and selling the boat to them is more like you're selling the lifestyle. Like, what could you do with this boat other than I'm selling you a $200,000 boat?
So that's the fun part about what we're doing is, you know, we were consumers. We weren't born into a sales background. We weren't trying to sell anything. We were trying to share. And I've always been a giver. So being able to have the knowledge and the experience out on the water and, you know, doing these different water sports with my family, it's just made it really easy for me to push that out there. And that's all I really do is share the knowledge. It's not about anything about the profit you're making on it or about the money. It's literally trying to set every customer up for the best experience. And for us, I don't really overthink that part of the process. We are getting better systems down, but Montana Wake started off as a Facebook group page, just a community group page, and I think the group still might be there because I couldn't deactivate it. But it was just sharing the lifestyle, and that grew to where, you know, people wanted apparel, so we made a few shirts and a few hats, and you find something you like and you wear, and you don't want two of the same hat. So what did I do? I started branding the products that I enjoyed, you know, wearing myself, and our whole business motto and brand feel is that we only carry the products that we believe in. So we don't have to try to sell you between 50 different items. Like, this is the good stuff, is what we believe in, and it makes it easy to push that out to people. And I think that kind of leads to a little bit different experience. Like, I think what we're ruffling right now is people are even caught off guard because they're so used to such a different sales or buying experience that when they feel like they're part of something, it makes it much easier, and it's not so transactional. It's more of a more relational based and really just sharing all the knowledge we can to try to get people out having fun.
Because this isn't like your average downtown Billings used car lot by any means. Like, you're not trying to shark people, basically.
No.
You're basically, your sales model is, what can you do with this boat? Well, how much fun and how much life can you experience with this boat?
Yeah. That's kind of how the whole system's set up is, as someone comes in, and we'd really like to get as many people in the building just to deliver this experience of kind of what we're doing, and we want to spread this word. So our whole building and the whole vibe starts from the minute you come in the front door. It's all just Montana Wake brand. On the TVs, there's no kapow sales or no like weird items listed in front of you to try to get you to buy something. It's all locally designed, printed, and sold Montana Wake apparel that we set up in that front room. We also have family photos, lifestyle photos, some of the different custom boards we've done, local artists' designs, and stuff playing on the TV that we want to introduce you to who we are and what we're about. And then from there, we can decide, are you there for service? Are you there for parts? Are you here to look at boats? You just want to come go through the experience and see if it's something for you, or have questions about the lifestyle. And then you come through an awesome room that we turned into our build room, and that has all the different color samples and all the different materials for the interior. And we got food, drinks for everybody. Take them out to the showroom, and then really deliver that experience the way it should. They're really, really beautiful boats, and they deserve to be showcased correctly. And I think we've got it down.
I mean, so I think that leads into my next question for you, and that would be, how important is your team to building this whole deal? Like, each team member is very important, and how you pick them is very important.
It is. I feel like when you're trying to build a team, the best way to build it is organically. We always try to take on, and you know, you hear different entrepreneurs talk about, you know, being able to delegate, and I 100%, I agree with that to an extent. But I see a lot of businesses that start off with the heart and soul of one passionate person, and over the years, like maybe they're not part of it, or they're not spending as much time, and it kind of loses its momentum. You think about a really good restaurant that the original chef was the owner, like he pushed really hard and he worked late nights and he came up with, and then over time he steps away and it just has a different feel. And I don't want to be that. I want to give it all the attention I can. So if for some reason, which it won't happen, this does go south and I have to do something different, then I know that I did everything possible to keep it moving. I don't want to feel like I hired too many people. I, you know, fucked off too much and went to the golf course, or I was out playing and partying. Well, my team was back there at the shop making it work. So I make sure that I'm there more hours than anyone else. And that's not to try to be better than them. That's because that's my responsibility, is to run this ship. And it is the brand that, you know, I am so passionate about, and I pushed hard, but it would not be even close to where we are without the people. There is, I think I can handle it all until I make it 2 hours into my day. I have already overloaded myself for the day, and
I'm really bad about this. I am extremely, and that's why I wanted to ask you about it, because delegating is really hard. Yeah. You think that you can do it all because it's your brand, it's your company, and I do it all the time. But delegating is hard, because then you have to trust that person to handle that job, whatever that you were doing to your fullest extent, and you're putting your all into it. You expect someone else to do that, and it's really hard to hand that off.
It is.
It really is.
Fortunately for me, is everyone that's pretty much everyone that's came on our team, if not everyone, has showed up, delivered value somewhere that was needed, and it wasn't the knowledge. It comes from the heart. Either you're about it or you don't care and it's just a job. And honestly, I don't think one person in my building isn't about it, what in one way or another. It isn't just about the boats. It isn't just about, you know, the boards or trying to be cool. It's about solving people's problems. And any business is like that. So when you're solving problems for very high profile clients, as well as very high profile items, it makes the experience a little bit different. So it makes it different than anything else. I don't want to sound like we're, you know, the big dogs or anything like that, but when you come into our showroom and you see the items that we're working with and the products we're delivering, there's no other place in the state or any other place that I can think within 500 miles that will deliver you the experience and vibe that you'll feel when you walk into Montana Way.
Well,
the whole team.
I know you guys are about it. I mean, you guys all showed up matching. You're obviously repping
You gotta have your team
the
fully
wake.
two-gunned out.
Yeah.
Montana waked out,
of
but
it.
it's the same thing for me. Everybody got to be wearing
The
the
best
two-gun
part
stuff.
about it is it's all of our brand. It's not, it was an idea, but I don't want to do it by myself. What part about owning a boat by yourself is fun? The people that
Especially a surf boat. What are you just gonna surf? They do make them. They can drive themselves.
the people
can?
the people that love owning a wake boat are the people that love sharing experiences with people and want to deliver, like they want to be the host of a good time. And if you have a wake boat, you can deliver the ultimate host experience out of anything. I don't care what it is. You could have a Lamborghini outside. You're going to take one person for a ride. When you can take 15 people to a place like Yellowtail, teach their kids how to surf, teach grandma how to, everyone's cracking a cold beer and having a good time, like you feel it. And you're like, okay, you're right. Like I don't care. You can hop on a plane, you can fly all around the world, and you're not going to get that same sense of freedom and just awesome American kick-ass good
So,
times.
are we getting a boat now?
I was about to say, jot that down.
But
if you don't have friends, buy a boat.
We're gonna do the next podcast on the
On the boat?
and I'm gonna take you two and teach you how to surf.
I have no
Deal?
idea how. I've
done it
attempted
once, and that was terrible. I
attempted
tried to
it.
wakeboard
doesn't
one time,
matter.
and I about killed myself.
None of that matters.
Wake surfing, I'd definitely be intrigued about it.
Yeah, no.
We're just
Both of
we're
you
just
are
we're just
well
broke
capable.
cowboys.
You'll be just fine.
Wakeboat?
You don't have to buy it. That's why I'm here. I'm just blue collar boy too. Like I live in a house that was built in the 70s, and I have a big yard, and my dogs have a lot of room to play, and my kids have a lot of room, and my parents live in the same neighborhood, and we all have a little over an acre with a couple wells. And I like nice things, but I'm just an average guy too. I don't care to flash or show off. I just think it's fun to be around that cool stuff that I dreamed about as a kid, and now turning that into a business has made it even more pleasurable because I don't look at them as liabilities. I look more as an asset to share cool things with people, and that's what it's about.
Absolutely. I mean, so that kind of leads into a lot of, you do have flashy things, but you've worked for it. So people see that and they instantly get jealous. Jealousy is very, very strong,
Yeah.
and especially in the entrepreneur world. When you start to get these nice things, when you came from nothing and you worked for it, people start to get very jealous, and jealousy turns into hate, hate, quote unquote. Was there anybody in your early stages that was like, that's stupid, why would you do that? Why would you start a brand? Why would you sell boats? I mean, it's just going to be another...
I still hear that. But I'm at a point in my life. I'm 35 years old. I have 2 kids. I've worked in the oil field. I've been a refinery operator. I've traveled all over, and I know a lot of good people. I've been around a lot of bad people too. And I really just don't give a fuck like what anyone else thinks.
I mean,
I
that's
don't, like,
you
I
gotta
know,
be. You
I
gotta
know
be
in my heart, like, what I'm doing is good. And if I can go to bed and lay my head on the pillow at the end of the day and, like, actually be able to fall asleep, then that's a good day. Because if not, my brain is racing on how I could have done it better. And I feel like more people should just want to do more than they did the day before. So they're advancing in life in one way or another. You can't go all in on fitness and still be good with family time, because I've done that. I've tested this. That's how I ended up being a 230-pound bodybuilder freak that was under 8% body fat, because I got super addicted to one thing, and what I've had to really work on, and it's also helped me travel really fast in entrepreneurship, is spreading that out a little bit. Like, I'm all or nothing, so I'm either going at the gym 5 a.m. 7 days a week and eating good, or I'm not doing any of it because I feel like I'm not giving it maximum effort, so I don't want to do it at all. So with this brand, that's how it traveled so fast. Like, when everyone asked me for the secret sauce, no one came and just gave me a big chunk of money. Daddy didn't just come give me this idea. Everyone told me I was crazy, and I know I am. I know it.
You gotta be a little crazy.
You have to.
You have to be a little
who
crazy.
the hell's just like wants to start a first business, number one, selling boats in Montana? Okay, there is one. There's a lot of beautiful places in Montana, and I like to spend my time there. So that's why, number one. There's nothing else. I love the boats, and I love going on the lake. So that's why I want to carry the boats. Number two is they're really high ticket items, so trying to buy this inventory is really hard, especially when you're just a blue collar boy showing, $200,000 on your biggest W-2 of your life by working your ass off and working a lot of overtime to get there. Not to say that's what you take home, because we all know how the W-2 world is. But being able to take that same work ethic from the oil industry and apply it to this brand, that's the secret sauce. You show up every day. You're doing what you're loving, so it's not work. You build a team that's like-minded, that brings a strength to the table, and a lot of those players may not even know their strength. And as a leader, that's your job to kind of find their strengths and their weaknesses and put them in their right place. And everyone on your team should have more strengths than weaknesses. Otherwise, I feel like they're not in the right place. It's not the person that you're hiring; it's the position they're in.
I know for me, I was really bad about it, keeping the same job at the same time. But I was always trying to find what I wanted to do and where I wanted to be. And if I worked at a job 6 months and I was not feeling it, I was out. I mean, I'm 27 now. I mean, time's ticking.
Yeah,
Time is 100% ticking. And I think that there's a lot of people out there that just won't take the jump. But this isn't built for everybody.
It's not.
The entrepreneurship or owning a business or anything that you are not collecting W-2, it's not built for everybody at all.
No, it's not.
You gotta be a dog. You gotta be a shark.
I didn't even sweat out of my armpits until I started my own, like going on my own. I swear, like that shit started as soon as I flipped the switch in my brain, looking at life in a completely different way, and that was, I have a choice for everything I do. It's up to me and no one else. If I get up and I decide to go to the gym, or I get up and I decide to, go for a run or brush my, like those are all decisions that you get to make as well as where you work, who you hang out with, what you drive, where you decide to spend your money. That's all a choice that you get to make. And if you make those choices always to go further in the direction that you see yourself one day, then eventually those small little everyday decisions, such as getting up and going to the gym if you want to be jacked, and eating the chicken and rice instead of eating a cheeseburger, and making those small day-to-day decisions are what going to lead to something big. And I've made those same over decisions based around what's best for Montana Wake and the lifestyle that we want to provide for everyone. And I make those decisions every single day. Is this going to take us closer? Even, and this is sad to say, but I get a lot of phone calls, and I've really been trying to direct more people through the business. But I even look, and this, like I said, this hurts to say, but I judge my time off the importance. Like if someone's calling me and I'm having a conversation with someone who is like more about it or like more into what I'm doing, like I'm going to give them my time.
No, absolutely.
And that's just how it
Absolutely.
is.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah,
'cause
I mean,
it's your time. It's valuable.
It is, and you don't realize that until you realize you're in charge of every single minute of that day. And if you're not spending it in the right places, then you're wasting time.
my
And why
favorite
waste-
quote, you hang out in a room with 5 billionaires, you'll be the 6th one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be in the right places. And that was one of the biggest thing for me and the whole switch in my life was I was completely crashed out. And I just one day woke up and I was like, looked around at who I was around. I was like, well, that's why. That's 100% why. Look at everybody else I'm with. And not everybody. I don't want to be starting personal
No,
life
and I
drama.
get
But
that.
it's 100% who you're around.
It is.
And who you bring, who eats at your table is probably the most important part.
Yeah,
who,
sure.
Who eats at your table and who do you talk to every day and who do you look up to is 100% the biggest thing.
You have to have people that inspire you. And the craziest thing about where I'm at in my life is I spend time with people that I think, are going to help take me to that next level. And then obviously I have a lot of good players on my team, but this happens often to where I'm hanging out with somebody that I'm like, holy shit, like this guy's like that next level. And then I start spending more time and I realize that I even have, a lot of the same skills or maybe even more or some different skills that they don't have. And then I kind of judge myself in society on the skills I have and the lives I positively impact. So I try to share that since I get so much time with, really good entrepreneurs and mentors. What I do is I don't try to take that all in. I try to deliver that to different people in my life and people that I want to be part of my team. When I'm looking for people, I'm not looking for some guy who's begging for $500,000 a year. I'm looking for somebody who's hungry for $500,000 a year, who wants to earn that. Somebody that maybe has gone through a rough time in their life or had a rough childhood or maybe never even got to be around these boats. And then maybe they had the same feeling I did once I took them out. I don't just chase high profile people. I would say I tend to spend more time with the people that I think are struggling in some part of their life, and I want to help make their life better. And then I give them an opportunity too to be around better people, these high ticket items, these really nice cars and shit, because that doesn't mean anything to me. Like, I don't care to have it in my name or like just show it off, being like throwing money around. Like, I'd rather use that to help other people's lives be better. And really, it's just a tool to inspire people that you can do all this shit and still like make a living doing something you love, even though it looks really expensive. It's kind of crazy. I started this whole thing. I had less than $100,000 in my name and a 401k, and I have 2 kids, a mortgage, 2 vehicle payments. But when I knew it was go time, I just started chopping that off. So I got rid of my diesel truck. I was like, this is a good time to sell. I'll just drive my work car, share with the wife. And as I got closer, I realized that you have to really go all in if you really want to take it to that level. If you're going to do it full time and it's just not a side gig, you have to 100% commit. So I perform best with my back against the wall. So every dollar that comes into this business, and I started with $100,000, and I pulled my 401k and cashed that out at 33 years old and put it all back into it within a month. And every single dollar I make, I invest back. I don't take any cash out. The only pay stub I get is to pay my mortgage, and that's just because I want to make sure that my family's not feeling like they're in a tough position. But I don't sleep on cash, and I don't just throw it around like that. And that's how the business has scaled to the level, is because no one's pulling from it. Everyone's giving. When you're giving something, it's going to grow, and other people are going to want to be part of it, and they're going to give something. And that's how our team has gotten so big. And Montana Wake is bigger than anyone realizes because we involve everyone. We don't try to claim, hey, we're the best fabricators and we're the best gel coat repair and fiberglass shop and engine mechanics. No, we may be not the best at each and every one of those things, but we know someone who is. And we consider them part of our team. So if we have a specialty job and we got to sub someone out, we're not just going to half-ass booger it to save $1. We're going to bring in the experts. And now those people want to support us because we're supporting them. And you just keep building and building.
That's a really good point. And that I was going to bring up on the sales side of things is that you have to be a yes man. Montana Wake Co. has been very nice to sponsor this video. They sell everything from the boats to the gear to Cadillac V's to G-Wagons. 7510 Entryway Drive, Billings, Montana. You can follow all their socials. We're going to do a link in the video. But you need to check them out because they are doing something crazy. I mean, they're selling great stuff. They care about their sales. They care about the people that they're selling to. I mean, it's all around just a great selling experience. But like I said, 7510 Entryway Drive, Billings, Montana, and follow their socials at Montana Wake Co. Yeah. You have to say, I'm going to figure out one way or another. Somebody comes to you with an issue that you have no idea about or you don't have the guy for it. I mean, you have to be the guy for it. Well, at the end of the day, you have to be the guy for it.
You don't have to do anything. Remember, it's all a choice. It's all what level do you want to take it and how fast do you want to get there. Now, if I'm answering the phone at 10 p.m. and the other guys are snoozing and not getting back to the customer until 10 p.m., I'm going to kick your ass. And I'm going to do that every single time. So you better turn your business line on your cell phone like I do and take any single call. And I can have the financing wrapped up before you even knew you had a lead.
Before you even woke up.
And you won't do it. Yeah, you're not going to do it. You're going to be sleeping. And that's only because my team, they're on board with that. They know if somebody wants a boat, we want to be the guys.
A sale's a sale. A sale's a sale, and you're not going to lose a sale.
We'll drive it across the country. We'll bend over backwards on the financing. We'll get parts overnighted. Like, we're going to do whatever we can. And we started off as a 2-man crew, and there's 17 of us now. And we're coming in swinging. And it's not competition with anybody. We know no one is doing what we're doing, and that's why we push it so hard. It's not to prove anybody wrong. It's to take it to that level that we want for the community. And honestly, why I'm pushing it so hard in Billings instead of some other place is because we don't have anybody really trying to get people outside. And Billings is probably one of the hardest places to do what we're doing. And if we can do it here, it's going to be easy everywhere else.
So is that your plan? Do you want to do multiple?
Oh, yeah.
What's your next big step then?
Well, I already got called out on the drive here from Kalispell, so I'm putting a service center in Flathead Lake in Somers.
Stole it right out from under me. I was gonna ask you because you've been hinting at it on social media. Big things coming. I was like, what's gonna be in Flathead?
The thing about it is, like, from the outside, it looks crazy, but no one's even seen, like, the level that we're trying to take. Remember, it's not just trying to show off. We're trying to prove something. We're trying to take that experience level up a notch in Montana. We don't want everyone in Montana to want to go vacation down in California, go vacation in Mexico. We want people to come here. Why? Because when people come to Montana, they spend money. They invest in businesses. They keep local businesses, tourists, drives. If you're not ahead of it, you're behind it. And take care of people that are spending money in your community, and it'll come around. So we're going hard on the Flathead thing. We are partnered up with the Harbor Grill and Marina and Lakeside. We have some rental properties and vacation properties in the Flathead Valley that we've been renting out for a couple seasons. I got a couple good solid partners that travel back from Billings to the Flathead Valley. And number one, we're setting up shop because we need it for our boats. And number two, the customers need us. And we're not there to make a sale. We're there to fix problems. And we want to come in swinging, taking care of people's boats that they can't get fixed, keep them on the water. And we're going to deliver really high-end wake boat charters, rental boats. And we're gonna take this to something really fun that the Valley has needed for a long time. And for the people that, want to talk about their area or their lake,
Man.
I got something to say.
Hey, quit stealing this. You're stealing my topics from me.
My family. My
Nick,
family.
I was really going to say, I think a lot of people in Montana that are from Montana, they forget how much money tourism brings to the state.
Yeah, they do.
And
100%.
100%. I mean, what is it, number one or number two in the state income?
What else is bringing it in? We got grain. We got cattle.
Yeah,
we got some sugar beets.
Farming, agriculture's.
And we got a couple of refineries, but we ain't drilling oil. Look at North Dakota. Go look at their high school and see what kind of funding they got.
Yeah. Well,
So
even
we
Sydney,
need
Montana.
We need it.
Even eastern Montana.
Yeah.
They are drilling on that part of Montana.
Barely,
but they are, and you can tell a difference.
Yeah, go look at the school.
20, 30 miles, you can tell a difference. County line.
Look at the highway. Yeah.
Oh, such a big difference. I can say that much. Highway shit when you get out of the oil field.
Yeah.
But they do forget there's my territory.
Okay.
It's like, everybody has moved here at one point.
Exactly.
Your great-great-grandfather moved from somewhere at some point.
And my crazy thing about my family is my great-grandfather homesteaded here. He had 7 children, and they accumulated over 100,000 acres in Montana. And we have none of that property due to greed. So the last thing I focus on is a handout. I want to earn my own thing. I grew up, on a simple farm and ranch, just scraping by, and I learned to enjoy the simple things in life, but I get bored quick. So
I have a question for you then.
yeah, man.
So what, like your ideal retirement, what does that look like? Does that look like a boat, or does it look like a small ranch, or both, or what? Never retire.
No.
There you go.
I don't. That's why I do this, is because I enjoy it. And that goes right back to the part where we were talking about every single thing that you do in every day is a choice. When you realize that shit, like, make the choices that are going to take you to, is that what you dream of, or do you like the work? Because I'll tell you, what I like is the work. I like the sense of accomplishment. I don't care if it's putting together a puzzle for somebody, or fixing a door jamb, or, fixing people's boats and delivering them awesome products to go have a badass time on the lake. So you get to pick what you're doing with your time and how you want to make a living.
Well, I actually had that. The reason I wanted to ask that is because I got asked that question. My answer was like, yeah, it's going to be technically retired, I guess, because you're at that age or whatever. But I'm always going to have a ranch. I'm always going to have cattle. I'm always going to be putting up hay.
Yeah.
Like, you're still working, but if you can take the financial stress out of it,
That's it.
you don't have to work, but you want to work.
Yeah.
That's kind of what my thought process is on that.
Well, it's not even that. It's that you enjoy that part of it. And if you don't, you're not going to get to where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't enjoy the work, it's just a challenge. Every day is just a challenge, is if you can get it done or if you can do it better than the day before.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that simple. It can apply to anything. Whether it is running a mile or going to the gym or just something as simple as like folding your laundry. Like, I want to see how fast I can put this shit away, or like how nice I can mow my lawn. And every time I want to do it better. And if not, then you're cutting corners. And then when you do go to bed and lay your head on that pillow and hope that you're going to fall asleep and you're bitching about not being able to sleep, well, that's because you're not doing enough. You're not feeling accomplished at the end of the day. You're laying there thinking about all the things that you could have done better. And not everybody has that. And that's what entrepreneurship
I
is.
tell you what, I felt that last night. I hauled some cattle in the morning, and I got done to probably 1 or 2 o'clock. Sat my happy ass in here and worked on this embroidery machine until
I thought you were gonna say
11 o'clock midnight. And brother, I had great sleep. I mean, I went right to bed. I mean, I had done everything for the day. I did my day job, you know, the stuff that pays my bills. And then I came in here and hustled.
Yeah.
But I went to bed satisfied because I made progress on this. I made a lot of progress on the embroidery machine. I learned a lot last night. I mean, it's that's why I slept so good, because I knew that I gave it my all yesterday. Mm-hmm.
You earned your rest.
Absolutely.
And I think more people look at it, it's a privilege to rest, because as men especially, we're put in this life to be the providers.
We're expected to be.
And if we're not doing that, then if we're going to bed after sitting by the pool all day drinking beer or going golfing with the buddies and it wasn't productive, we weren't talking about the next moves or the next levels or about what we could collab on, like, then we wasted time, and that's what leads to a lot of drinking. Because when you're wasting time, you're pissed at yourself. So what makes it better? What numbs it a little bit? A couple of drinks, and then you're not so upset about not doing a fucking thing all day. You're good. And then the next day you can blame your excuse on being lazy on the drinks that you drank for not doing a goddamn thing, you know?
I think that's what like after a good long day, like Sunday, we got the brand Sunday.
Yeah, that's good.
A beer is going to taste really good after that.
Yeah. And
I mean, you worked for that one.
Because you earned it.
Yeah.
But if you just go fuck off all day and you're doing it, then you're not earning it. And too many people these days, they're rewarding themselves for doing basic day-to-day shit. It's bullshit.
Oh, man, I really worked an 8-hour shift. Let me
You sat at the computer all day. You ordered in your lunch. You fucking only got up to take a piss.
the worst thing that ever happened to this world.
You only got up to take a piss. And then you get to go home and, I earned that drink today. It's like, you didn't earn shit. You didn't earn shit.
No, absolutely. Definitely in my heavy drinking and drug use days, it was definitely like I was mad at myself. So it just kept going. It would roll into the next day, and just, man, I wanted to get out of that.
Yeah.
But I was so pissed at myself that I couldn't.
Yeah.
It just kept, it was a snowball effect.
Yeah.
And it took a lot, I mean, it took a quite of a wake-up call to be like, all right, we got to 180 this, because this ain't working out. I'm 27. I got to do something. And so that kind of leads in to my next thing. At what point in your life was like, fuck this, I got to do something, make myself better? Like, I got to create a brand. I got to be an entrepreneur to better my life.
Well, I think some people can be taught the entrepreneurship, but I think it's something in the heart. It's that drive of never doing enough, never being good enough. And those are the best people for it because they're going to apply the pressure constantly. There's people that are meant to 9-to-5ers, and there's people that are built to grind like this because they want to take that pain and they want to be at the front line when the shit gets weird because that's where they perform. And me, I've never been properly diagnosed, but I know for a fact as an adult, like I have ADHD or ADD or whatever they want to call it.
I thought you were going to say, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little retarded.
So did I. Hey, ADD,
I am.
I think that's a fucking advantage on other people.
Oh, ADHD
I really
is
do.
100% advantage.
100%.
They told me that shit growing up, but now look, I mean, I can just keep going.
No one's ever told me I had it until I started this, and that's when I started to realize because I will literally have 100 things happening at the same time. And
I'm so bad about it.
And somehow be able to complete them. But if I can actually have a team that's solid in their own, we can call it their workspace or their category, but we now are getting a team and everyone's in the right place where we can stay more organized and we can really deliver my energy into the individual parts of the business that require a lot of attention. And that's kind of why it's fun for me to be in this spot because I'm okay with going over and getting the media guys, hey, we got this going, and then going down and having a sales meeting, and then even going to the back and hopping in a boat and teaching someone how to do some sort of swap or, engine work or wiring diagnostic, and then go outside and help the guys detail, hop in the truck, deliver a boat to the lake. Like, I like that shit because I get bored with one thing. I've spent less than 8 hours, and it's sad to say, sitting at my desk in my building.
That's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. I hate it. And I got to sit down and I got to answer emails and, either download files and all that shit. Like, it sucks. Like, I got to be doing something all the time. Like, because then I would feel at the end of the day, like, what the hell did I just do? Like, waste the whole day?
Exactly.
Well, I think it goes hand in hand with you saying, when someone's passionate about it, they do get hyper-focused about it.
Yeah.
And 100%, you want whoever you got around you working with you, whatever, you want to be hyper-focused on the goal. I mean, whatever it is at that point. The job, the goal. I mean, everybody's collective. I'm not sure what the word is, but there's a word out there for it.
No, there's a team player for every spot. And when you have the right players in their key positions, they make a business really kick-ass. The cool part about our business, every single person in every single role, it's their first time doing that. And that makes it so much more unique because we're not coming at it on how someone else taught us how to do something. We're not following in someone else's footsteps. We're literally molding our own path, not anyone else's. I got to be straight up. I've never sold anything, not lemonade, not a popcorn stand, didn't work the concessions at, the football games, never worked at McDonald's, never have worked in any retail or sale until I went and did my own thing. And
Brother,
and that
I'm
pushes
right there
me
with
in a
you.
customer, on a more of a customer basis. And that's why I like it so much is because I get to treat people the way I want to be treated. And the number one thing for me isn't just to sell 1 million boats or make $1 million. It's to make 1 million people better or add value to someone's life. And that's really what I enjoy. And whether it's meeting them through cool cars or meeting them through the boats or meeting them walking out of a gas station and bullshitting over, a rig or something like that. It's those conversations that lead to opportunities. And the more conversations you have, the more opportunities you have to do something you love. And you just got to meet the right people, man.
Absolutely. Now, it sucks because there's a lot of people that come to me, now that we've created the hat brand, we sell a bunch of hats and we're doing it. And they come to me and they're like, I want to start a hat brand. And it's like, it's not that simple. I mean, it is very much not that simple. And it really sucks because I can almost tell if they're serious about it You can see it in them if they really want to do it.
Yeah.
And if you're going to do it, you got to be in it. Because I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to set up a website. I mean, but I sat down on my computer, as hard as it is, and just got to work and just did it. Now, that's not for everybody at all. And that's why it's really hard to be an inspiring person, because I can tell if somebody's 100% in or not.
And that's as you get older and the more time you spend around more people, that's where some people are probably going to think you're an asshole, but you have to make the decision based on the value and your time. You have to make that decision because you spend so much time, like I have, just giving in to people that really don't give a fuck.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're giving them a ton of energy. So you got to make sure that you're having conversations, but you got to make sure that you're continuing conversations with the right people. Otherwise, you're going to be behind, and you know, people are fine with taking advantage of you. And honestly, like, that teaches you lessons. You look at everything as a lesson to be better tomorrow, and you know, just continue on that path.
Now, I wanted to touch on social media because obviously you guys have gotten really big on social media, and I think there is some do's and don'ts as far as social media. I don't care that you're on your 5th baby daddy and you hate him, and I see that on Facebook all the time. Now, when people start business, social medias, there is a sense of professionalism to it. You know, even with the quote-unquote joking and entertaining, I mean, there is a level that you have to be pretty professional about it.
Yeah.
And I think some people lose track of that, and it's definitely a deterrent.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, you have to pick people that are entertainers to bring onto your team. Because you could watch a million videos on how to build a brand, or how to build a YouTube channel, how to build a business, or all this crazy shit. But at the end of the day, you could be a boring son of a bitch, and nobody's going to watch you.
Yeah.
So you have to be an entertainer.
Yeah.
There's no secret. There's no cheat code to all of this.
Yeah.
You have to be somebody that people want to watch. It's like Joe Rogan.
Yep.
I mean, he probably didn't sit down and watch a YouTube video on how to get 500 subscribers on YouTube.
I was wondering how many episodes we get into before we name drop Joe Rogan. Rogan.
I mean,
Holy shit, words
as
are
far
hard.
as podcast goes, Joe Rogan is the one. He's the guy doing it. But
he does a lot of great things, though. It's the same thing. He's interesting because of the experience he's had, and he shares with other people, and he has those conversations that people want to hear.
Oh, it's a part of being the entertainer.
Yeah, 100%.
But at the same time, not crossing lines and being too much. But like, you brought Mike on. Did you know that he was going to be an entertainer and be such a hit?
Well, the fun part about our crew is, like, not everybody thinks they're an entertainer, or not everybody wants to be in front of the camera, but we allow the people that I'm pretty good at finding people's strengths and weaknesses, and you can teach anybody anything. And if you have a little bit of basic knowledge of everything, you can at least get them started. And if that's something that they're good at, then they're going to start applying more pressure and more research to get better at that position. So these guys are all, I mean, anyone in my shop can be on the camera and be an entertainer if they have to. But I want everyone to do what they love, and I want everyone to know that they're what make the brand. I don't want to have to be the face of every video, but I like to get shit done. So that doesn't matter if it's I have to hop on a video and talk about a sweet deal, or a badass boat that we got, or
put a boat in the sky, put a whole ass boat in the sky with a crane. Yeah, there was 2 of them.
Yeah.
Too windy the second day, I think.
It's funny, like, stuff like that. People are like, "Holy shit! Like, how much did you have to pay? And what did they do to make that happen?" I'm gonna be straight up. Like, everything I do, like, is brought to you by someone in the community that brings a piece to the pie. That's how life should work. If you take care of people and you bring them, good advertising, good business, they're going to bring something to the table. I happen to know a couple of crane operators and said, "Hey, you want to get your business out there and, advertise at my party? Like, let's make a deal. I got a couple boats I want to fly." And I would have been more than happy to write a check for them to come out there and do that. but they did it because they wanted to be part of the team. And that's how we're going to crush everybody is we're bringing people together. And if you're not on the train, just step aside and don't waste your time.
Oh, man. The crane in the sky. I mean, I can't tell you how many Snapchats I've seen of a damn Centurion hanging from a crane in Billings, Montana.
Yeah, I had a Centurion and a Nautique hanging up there, and we had people driving from like all sorts of places that said they were just passing through town, and then they pull up, and we had 100 cars there. We had over 1,000 people attend and raised over $10,000 in 2 days for a local family. And we didn't pull a dime out of that. Everything was brought to you by somebody in the community that wanted to be part of something good, and that's what we're going to continue to do: bring people together. And if you don't want to be part of that and you want to be greedy, well, I hope you're not around in 5 years.
I think that some people, and that's great that you said that, because a lot of people that start their own businesses and want to be an entrepreneur, the first time they see dollar signs, new truck. Yeah. New house, new all this shit. And they just see this big checking account, and they're like, "I'm gonna buy all the nice shit I never had."
That's what I do.
Well,
but
now you
I don't buy it for myself.
He rolls up an Escalade V.
No, I buy all that.
No, you're a giver.
All that shit isn't. All that shit. I look at it as an asset. With everything I buy, I don't care if it's a new truck. It's a tool to me. The truck is because I'm gonna leave town at 6 p.m. and I'm going to be to my destination by 6 a.m. And I don't want to be broke down on the side of the road with some piece of shit and not be able to get it fixed. So something in my head that if I have a fresh truck that's well maintained, it's got good solid tires, that's set up to tow, that's reliable, it's an asset because now I can do my job. And that truck makes me well over what I pay for it every single day when I drive it. And I don't even care about the fuel it burns because I know wherever that trucks go, it's going to solve a problem, and it's a tool. And if you're making purchases that aren't tools to help better you or your business, then you're creating liabilities, and then you're making the wrong decisions. So if you do what you love and you're always buying stuff, that are involved with that, well, then you're not really losing.
It's a write-off. It was free. I mean, you just write it off. It didn't cost me anything.
Yeah, you still exactly what I was getting at. You still have to buy it. That's the hard
it's a
thing.
write-off. Hey, it's a write-off. You don't pay the write-off.
I pretty much just, it's weird to say this, but I look at everything as, is this an investment or is it not? Like whether it's time, whether it's dollar signs, and you can look at it something really simple, like say one of your mechanics drops a bolt or a socket down in an engine bay and they spend an hour and a half looking for it at $35 an hour. Or you could have just quit fucking around, send another guy straight to the store, buy the bolt, even though it costs $20, and throw it in and be done with it and move on. And that's where a lot of people struggle.
Time is money.
They're tripping over $1 to save a dime, and that's real. That's a real saying. Like, time is valuable. Get the shit done. Just get it done. I'm an all-cost guy. I don't care if I'm running my credit card at max capacity just to get a thruster so I can get the job done. I know it's gonna pay off. Like I'm all in. I max my credit card on the daily, buying parts, upgrading inventory, making sure that we have the proper tools. Like I want to make sure that we're set up to do the job efficiently and the best of our ability. And if we have the right stuff, then there's no excuse.
What's going on, folks? I haven't seen you guys in like 5-10 years, something like that. Because Danny got married. I got busy, and a whole lot of custom orders and trying to pump out new designs. And we've just plain dropped the ball. And we're back. Trying to be back. We're still busy, but we're editing the episode that you're watching right now. But we're going to split it into 2 parts because it turned out really good. It was a really good, just all together, whole podcast is fantastic. I mean, shoot, we didn't even hardly edit anything out.
I didn't have to cut anything out of this one.
Yeah, anything. It went that well, and Nate has a lot of great things to say, and he's done great for himself. So hopefully you enjoyed this one. But like I said, we split it in two. Part 2 will probably be out. I don't even want to give you a time frame, probably 2 to 3 weeks. Well, it's now, and also I did leave out that we have completely moved our whole entire operation, so that was also a holdup. And hopefully you guys enjoy this new backdrop. We're not done setting it up, but this is like the rough cut. The frame is up, basically.
The idea is there.
The idea, we're going to add a whole bunch of stuff, probably expand it. But anyways, going off on a tangent there. We're trying, but we're back in full swing. But you guys need to head on over to the Instagram. I've been on Instagram this whole entire time, updating on Two Gun stuff and the podcast stuff. So if you don't follow us on Instagram, it's Two Gun Western. And Facebook, everything on Instagram gets posted to Facebook. So the Facebook's Two Gun by itself.
Right here. Right about. Well.
What if you don't actually put it right there? Then you're pointing at nothing.
I want to put it right there.
Then you're pointing at nothing.
No, I'm going to put it right there.
Anyhow, stay tuned. Like I said, follow. Huh?
You want a discount code? Or no?
Yeah, we'll do discount code. Discount code of Montana Waco. I hate pointing up here because we ain't going to have it right, and we're looking at the screen trying to, yeah. Somewhere around here, discount code of Montana Waco, 10% off your entire order. Make sure you follow the Instagram. It's very important. Everything that I update is mainly on the Instagram. And like I said, everything that I post on Instagram is on the Facebook. So if you're not an Instagram person, you can follow our Facebook, which is just Two Gun. The Instagram is Two Gun Western. So that's going to conclude it. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.